And now bringing in Captain Laura Einsetler, a commercial airline pilot with more than 30 years of flying experience. Captain, thank you so much for joining me this morning. I'm just curious from your perspective over the last 36 hours, everything we've seen, what we've learned so far. Are you picking up on anything that makes this, make sense to you, or you could see how this could happen?
Well, absolutely. As Peter had said, I agree absolutely. The NTSB will continue to work on their investigation to look at all the various factors that are involved. It's always a series of events, usually for situations like this, but they'll be looking at things like, the closure rate, for example, with the same relative speed. So how the visual acuity is at night. A lot of times as pilots, when we're flying at night, we're kind of looking for movement. So the fact that that relative spacing and angle by which the closure rate was, it's very potentially likely that they thought that they were seeing something and actually they were seeing something else. So they're going to look at all those different factors and determine what exactly has happened here.
Yeah, and
So
sorry to cut you off. Please continue.
Yeah, we definitely in aviation safety first. So we always look at and assess so we can make those changes to have even a higher safety record than we do now.
And Captain, I actually have my private pilot's license, much different from commercial flying, I will say. But one of my other thoughts yesterday was, what about the TCAS system? Basically the crash avoidance system in the plane that gives you an automated, hey, there's trouble on the horizon here. Do you think something like that went off or didn't go off in these planes?
Well, it's potentially that, the TCAS and the regional jet, the terminal collision, traffic collision avoidance system on there has been such an amazing technology for us over the past 2 decades or so. That has saved, thousands of lives, absolutely. With us being able to talk to the other aircraft or actually see relative where we are to the other aircraft. On the Black Hawk helicopter, they don't have a TCAS system, and that might be something that, as we move forward, something that the military might be having to implement for certain aircraft that might need this system as well.
Because those talk to one another, right? So that needs to change.
So that we see, it's almost like a fish finder. So you see exactly the relative location. It'll tell you, here's, it's like a heads up, hey, look out here. And it'll also give you actually directives if it looks like we're getting even closer so that you can avoid exactly situations, unfortunately, as this tragic situation is.
And Captain, I only have a few seconds left, but I have to ask you before you leave. This obviously rocks the aviation community, passengers included, who are now nervous. Does this rattle you as a pilot?
Well, it's very concerning. Of course, it's very distressing to see. Our thoughts and prayers go out to these families and these loved ones. We just want to emphasize that it's an extremely safe way to travel. We always, we put our lives on the line every day to keep everybody safe. This is one of those worst case situations that has been so devastating for us as a country.
Yeah. Just a horrific week. Well, Captain Laura Einsetler, thank you so much for hopping on with me and for everything that you do. Appreciate it, ma'am.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.